So we are discussing Bretton Woods system. In the previous class, we have understood what is Bretton Woods system. Okay, and what is the Bretton Woods conference. So just a brief recap before moving further with our discussion. So earlier we know gold standard system was prevalent, means every country's currency was linked to gold, and through that exchange rate was determined. So India's currency was linked to gold, US currency was linked to gold, and based on that, exchange rate between India and USA can be determined. That was gold standard, but it was abolished. We know that in First World War. Now, after the gold standard system, new system which came into existence, it was Bretton Woods system. So Bretton Woods system means it is an agreement between 44 countries, major economies, and that conference took place in Bretton Woods, a town in Hampshire. Okay. For what purpose that conference was organized? To finalize the new system of currency. Okay. And along with that, two major institutions were formed in this, established in this conference, Bretton Woods Agreement or Bretton Woods Conference. One is the International Monetary Fund, and another is the IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, popularly called as World Bank, which is a bank which finances the underdeveloped countries for their development activities. So what is the features of Bretton Woods Conference, etc.? We have seen Bretton Woods is a type of fixed exchange rate system only, in which the US dollar was declared as a universal reserve along with the gold. So now there were two reserves, international reserve. One is the dollar and the one is the gold. And two important things which was finalized in this conference is that fixing the value of gold in terms of US dollar. 1 ounce of gold was valued at 35 US dollar. 1 ounce means we have seen 28.35 grams of gold. So if any country is having 1 ounce of gold, 28.35 grams, it can get $35 against that. Okay, so gold and dollar was interchangeable, you can say. And another important thing which was made in this conference is that unconditional guarantee by the US Federal Reserve Bank to exchange, that is to buy or sell unlimited quantity of gold at fixed price. This is known as gold convertibility clause. So suppose if India is having some grams of gold, it can sell it to US and buy US dollar against that gold. So because it promised unconditional guarantee to buy and sell unlimited quantity of gold. Imagine how many countries are there in the world. So all the country will sell gold to USA, it will purchase and give dollars, or it will buy dollars, or it will sell dollars. So it should have both reserves. No, it should have sufficient quantity of gold also, and it should have its own currency, dollar also. So this was a very important condition, unconditional guarantee given by the US government in that conference, that we will buy and sell unlimited quantity of gold at fixed price, that is 35 per dollar. Okay. Then pegging and parity we have seen. In gold standard, every country was required to value their currency in terms of gold, but in this Bretton Woods system, only USA was linked to gold. All other countries' currency will be valued in terms of gold and US dollars. So other country was not required to value their currency in terms of gold. So either if they are having gold reserves, they can sell it and buy dollars, or if they are having dollars, they can buy gold also from USA. Okay, because in this system, value of each currency was fixed under US dollars. And concept of valuing one currency in terms of another is called pegging and parity. Because in this system, all the world countries were linked to US dollar in terms of parity rate. That is, US dollar was linked to gold, and through gold, you can link other countries' currency also. So three-way relationship was there. One was between gold and US dollar, and between individual currencies. Okay. Then US dollar became an vehicle currency. Vehicle currency means a currency which is used for international transactions. Okay. At present, US dollar is the vehicle currency because all international trade takes place through US dollar. At that time, two vehicle currencies were there. One was the gold and other was the US dollar. But at present, we are following flexible exchange rate system. So US dollar is the vehicle currency. So vehicle currency means a currency which is accepted by all the countries. So you can easily carry dollars to any part of the world because all countries will accept the dollars. Okay. Suppose if you are going to visit to Singapore, you cannot carry cash. You will have to first convert it to dollars and take dollars with you. So that's why it is known as a vehicle currency. For cross-border payments, which currency is accepted by all the countries, it is a vehicle currency. So US dollar is the vehicle currency. Okay. So vehicle currency means a currency which could be used for cross-border payments. So if you are traveling to some other country, which currency you have to take, that is known as vehicle currency. Or for imports, export, trade, etc. You have to convert rupees into rupees and convert rupees into dollars, and then only you can take that. Because rupee will not be accepted by any other countries. Okay. Except Nepal and some countries, Indian rupee will not be accepted by any other countries. Now, we have seen that what is Bretton Woods system, but this system had some disadvantages, and because of this, ultimately, this system collapsed. Why this system became dysfunctional, that we will understand now. In the agreement, if you remember, we have discussed just now that USA made an unconditional guarantee to buy or sell unlimited quantity of gold in exchange for fixed US dollars, that is $35 per ounce of gold. The success of the Bretton Woods system was essentially based on this unconditional guarantee, okay, of supply of dollars by USA. That you sell us gold, we will give you dollars. But what happened? USA could not stick to its commitment or guarantee for a long time. Okay, what is this? We will understand now. See, Professor Robert Truffin, a Belgian American economist, argued that it would be practically not possible for a country to serve as both national currency for home country and international currency for other countries. So, Professor Robert Truffin, he was an economist. He argued that a country's currency cannot become the national currency also for the home country and also the international reserve for other country. So take an example of US dollar. Now US dollar was acting as a two currencies. One was the domestic currency, that is the national currency for USA, which is the home country. Okay, so dollar was a home currency for USA, and it was also an international currency for other countries, because we know no, dollar and gold were treated as an reserves which other countries will have to maintain for balance of payments system. So, but Professor Robert Truffin, Belgian American economist, said that it would not be practically possible for a country to serve as both national currency also international currency. Okay, because it will lead to conflict of interest between achieving the economic objectives of the country, which requires huge reserves of home currency for meeting the obligation of the country, or serving the international currency, which require unconditional supply of dollars reserves. Very interesting. Now see, USA is a country, it should take care of its own purpose also. No? There will be various requirement of funds for the government for infrastructure activity, economic development activity. So for USA, US dollar was the national currency. So it should take care of its own economic objectives also. No? For that, it will require dollars. Okay, like government is having various functions, no, infrastructure development, public utility functions are there, etc. Many activities are provided by government. For that, it will require funds, and USA fund currency is US dollars. Okay, this was the home objective. And at the same time, if it is acting as an international currency, it should also take care of other countries also. No? That if some other country is requiring dollar, it will have to serve them also. So it is having a conflict of interest. Okay, understanding. So why? Because for economic development of a country, it will require huge reserves of home currency. So if India is there, so if government of India wants to do some infrastructure development in the country, it will require rupees, no? Okay. Similarly, if US government wants to do some development in their country, they will require US dollars. But USA is also an international currency, no? So it will require unconditional supply of dollars to other countries also, because it has made the promise in Bretton Woods agreement that we will supply dollars to you against gold. Okay, to the member countries. Now what happened? He said that this will lead to heavy outflow of dollars from USA, because countries will start demanding dollars from USA, because dollar is a international reserves. Every country will require dollars. So what happened? If the demand starts coming from all countries for the dollars, US has to honor its commitment. No, it has promised in the agreement that we will buy unlimited and sell unlimited quantity of gold from the member countries. Now what happened? He said that if this system was there, it will lead to heavy outflow of dollars from the USA, and it will result in balance of payment deficit. So balance of payment we have studied. No, if there is inflow, there will be credit, and if there is an outflow, there will be debit, and it will lead to deficit. So if US dollar is moving out of USA, it will create a pressure in its balance of payment, and it will lead to deficit in US balance of payment. And if balance of payment weakens, if balance of payment is a deficit, it will weaken the US dollar. Okay, this was he said. Okay, and he pointed out that this would itself render dollar ineffective as a vehicle currency, and it would lead to failure of Bretton Woods system. So this was the apprehension, or you can say predictions, made by economist Professor Robert Triffin. Okay. Now what happened, since this apprehension of Professor Triffin's proved to be a reality, very important, this economist apprehended that this would happen, and it actually happened. Okay, so in 1962, 1967 and 1970, USA had a deficit in balance of payment. Okay, US expenditure and consequently dollar outflow also increased due to involvement of US in Vietnam War. USA was also involved in Vietnam War. Because of all these things, there was a huge heavy outflow of dollars from USA, and it led to deficit in balance of payment in USA. And it was rightly predicted or apprehended by economist Professor Robert Triffin. Now, to correct this deficit balance of payment, or deficiency and balance of payment, US government started taking various measures to reduce the outflow of reducing foreign aids. It reduced giving support to other countries. Okay, imposing restrictions on imports. Banks also refused to give loans to US multinational, so that they will not trade with other countries, so that there will be less outflow of dollars. Okay, so US government started taking various measures, like reducing assistance to foreign countries. Okay, it imposes restrictions on import. We know that if import is more, there will be outflow of foreign currency, which will lead to deficit in balance of payment. Okay, banks also refuse to give loans to the US companies, so that they will limit their trade to the European countries. Okay, but despite all these attempts, by the US government and monetary authority, US FDI outflow could not be arrested, which led to crisis. In spite of all these efforts, there was a huge outflow of dollars from USA. Okay, which led to crisis and confidence with respect to US dollars. Now what happened? Member countries knew that US could not able to give enough gold in exchange of dollar accumulated by member nations. So all the countries came to know that now it will not be possible for the USA to give gold in exchange of the dollars accumulated by the member nations. Okay. So what happened on 15th August 1971, President Nixon announced unilaterally, without consulting the member nation. Okay, other members were there, no? 44 members were there, we know, in Bretton Woods Conference of International Monetary System, that dollar would no longer be convertible into gold. Very important announcement made by President Nixon on 15th August 1971, he made an announcement that is unilaterally. He did not consult any other members of the international monetary system. That is, other 44 members were there. No, he said that he made an announcement that from now, dollar would not be convertible into gold. So this declaration is known as Nixon shock. So suddenly, if anybody will do announcement, and that to US president, if he's doing some announcement, it will become a shock not to all the countries. So that's what is called as Nixon shock. And because of this declaration, link between gold and dollar was broken. So now president has declared, no, US president himself has declared, announced that now onwards we will not convert dollar into gold. And this declaration became a shock for all the countries, and it was known as Nixon shock. Okay. And because of this declaration, link between gold and dollar was broken, which was the base of the Bretton Woods system, leading to collapse of Bretton Woods system. So entire Bretton Woods system was based on this only. No, 1 ounce of gold will be convertible to 35 US dollar. So if president of USA said that now onwards we will not convert gold to dollar or dollar to gold, so this link was broken, and Bretton Woods system also collapsed because the base of the system was convertibility between dollars and gold. No? So this is why the Bretton Woods system collapsed, because USA faced difficult to stand on its commitment, and it is not practically possible also how it can buy and sell unlimited quantity of gold, no, from any country. There will be some limitations, which was rightly predicted by Professor Triffin, Robert Triffin. No? So same thing happened. Because of that, it led to collapse of Bretton Woods system. So understood everybody why Bretton Woods system collapsed? It is known as Nixon shock. Clear everybody? So this is about Bretton Woods system. Main important things we have discussed about Bretton Woods system. Okay. So some parts are left in this topic that we will discuss in the next class, like what is the special drawing rights, etc. That we will discuss in the next class. So okay, so today we are stopping.